쇼다운 T1 대 하나생명 e스포츠.
We went into first stand without things being changed a ton, and then with just one patch after that. But, you know, it's only been one day. We'll see if teams start to shift things up as we move deeper into the season. Still, a lot of the similar power picks have started to come out. Some of the bans we've seen so far, again, just one day, but like Karma, Rumble have been perma-banned so far. Pantheon has actually been let through a good amount, surprisingly, to me. Pantheon, Rise, crazy powerful, and have been getting been allowed to be played, which is insane to me. But Karma, Rumble will be banned out. The Ashe to sort of deny the Ashe Seraphine taken away. Orianna coming through, and just a lot of these staple power picks being taken out, but still things like the Azir open and available, a pick that we know Scout very comfortable on.
Yeah, and that is going to be left available, so could be first selection here for Showmaker if they do want to take it away, which I wouldn't be surprised by, but still a lot open in game one.
Yeah, it's pick Showmaker, definitely can play. Didn't put too much stock in it during LCK Cup, kind of preferred to ban it instead of playing it, but we'll pick it up here and now. And then over the side of Nongshim, what do they look to take in return? Going for the Vi. Could just go Vi Taliyah if they want to. Don't have to take the Taliyah right now. A lot of our LCK mids do like Taliyah into the Azir in general. But for now, I'm going to pick up the Varus, which is left open and available. It has that long-range poke that does well into the Azir in general. And also, in terms of the bot lane, 2v2, very hard to match up into.
Yeah, it does feel like the best solo standing bottom lane at the moment if you are going to just pick one. A lot of the other ones definitely require certain support to go with them, you know, like Yunara and Lulu, as we did see yesterday. Xin Zhao being considered here, and it will be locked in.
So Xin Zhao, something Lucius had that insane game where he did like 40,000 damage or something insane, so a massive pick for him. Sivir, we've often seen into Varus. If you want to grab that, you have to get it now. If you think you're comfortable taking other picks into it, you know, we see a lot of stuff like Jhin, just to match the laning, you can leave it. Looks like they're not going to prioritize the Sivir, instead going for the Renekton for Shiwu in the top lane. And we'll see if Nongshim opt to match mid or top here. If you are looking towards something like the Taliyah, you have to kind of grab that now.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see them pick the Taliyah, but we're getting the camera on Kingen. It's certainly a bit of a debate here for the team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Taliyah has kind of, you know, she took nerfs. She was kind of falling off anyway, our sort of opinion of her. A lot of mids are super comfortable on her and like her into Azir, and obviously Azir's laning is something you have to deal with, but I feel like the pick, as much as it works so well with a Vi, I think was just doing less and less well as time passed already in the LCK Cup. So we see Nongshim opting not to match in terms of mid. They go for the Gnar pickup instead, something we often see into the Renekton, does well in the lane matchup, scales well into it. Renekton does have some windows to all in, but definitely not a favorable matchup. Now we actually see the Ziggs come out as a ban, something that we saw played into the Azir from Zeka yesterday. So denying that one away, respecting the threat, and honestly, a Varus Ziggs composition, that level of poke, would be a nightmare for this D+ composition.
Yeah, especially when you're playing Renekton and Xin Zhao, we're just not really going to enjoy that all too much, so I think it's a pretty good ban. I think Scout, though, will have a lot of tools in his kit to go up against this Azir. Even the Ahri could go with the Taliyah, or rather the Vi, if that's the way you want to go. The Yunara is going to be taken away, so they don't want to give one of those power bottom lane duos together.
Yeah, we'll see what this final ban ends up being. If it's just going to be a mid lane ban. I feel like for D+, the Yunara taking away, the Bard taking away, trimming out some of these bot lane picks, but they still have stuff like, you know, the Jhin available, which you often see matching into the Varus, just to have that lane pressure. It is the Taliyah going to be banned away, so Scout having less options here. Actually going to go for the LeBlanc, so something we do have seen traditionally as like a counter into Azir. Not the most fun in the 1v1 early, but if you get momentum, it's a bad time for the Azir.
And it's one that Showmaker has gone to a decent amount as well, so it's pretty funny that Scout is playing that into Showmaker's Azir, which Scout is very well known for. And now we're looking at a bottom lane duo here for the side of D plus Kia. You mentioned this Sivir earlier on.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was talking about it like, oh, if you want to secure the Sivir, you might have to do it now. No, apparently not. They just don't ban it, so you get it anyway. So Sivir picked up for D+. Able to secure that one, so you have a decent matchup into the Varus and also into the LeBlanc, the Spell Shield, a ton of value. Going to make it much more difficult for Scout to burst you out and get poked down when you have that available. Nico, an option to go alongside. You don't have to deal with the likes of Karma or Bard in opposition, so you have that engage, but not actually going towards that.
Okay.
I think this is a little risky because as much as Sivir does well into Varus, and Sivir Alistair is great for the composition, great for the team fights, you kind of leave Lehens in a position where he can pick something to really twist the knife in lane. And we know Lehens is a player who does often do that. We know him for things like the Elise that he's done before, things where he's like, I want to hard win this 2v2.
Or he's just going to play Anivia.
Yeah, so he will take that
Flavor
opportunity.
of the month.
And you're playing, you know, a short range carry. You're playing a support who doesn't have that much early pressure. And as much as in like a neutral lane state, the Sivir can wave clear, spell shield the poke from the Varus, I think this is going to be a tough lane in the bot lane. So I think Nongshim pretty happy with what they got. Their top lane matchup's good. Their mid lane matchup, if you get some momentum, is going to be good. The bot lane matchup's good. I think they have a lot of pressure here, and a draft they can be pretty comfortable with.
Yeah, this feels very nice for the side of Nongshim. There is a lot of Azir, Sivir synergy as the game does come along for the side of D plus Kia if it does go very late. We have seen that duo, specifically of carries, just make games go on forever. So there is a little bit of a, for Nongshim, you know, if they do get a lead, which hopefully they should with this composition, they kind of have to, you know, twist the knife, as you put it, and actually end this game and not allow the Azir and Sivir to just make it go 40, 50 minutes as they can.
Yeah, I think that's a kind of the difference between these two compositions. D+ are like, look, we're going to get to the team fights. We don't think you can push the pace fast enough. And when we do, we have a lot of tools available. But I think if they misstep, they're going to be in for a bad time. And Nongshim really are the ones controlling the pace of this game.
Yeah, certainly does feel like it as we are ready. Nongshim Red Force up against D plus Kia, game number 1. All right, here we go. Game number 1 of this best of 3, which we already stated we expect to go 3 games. I would be surprised if it does not. But Nongshim already getting off to a pretty good start in this draft. Wolf was very vocal yesterday talking about how important the drafting was for that series between T1 and KT specifically, and how T1 really fell behind there. So, you know, it's a couple of patches apart from LCK Cup, and you're coming in. We haven't seen the teams in a long time. There's certainly a lot of work you can get done in week 1 to try to catch your opponents off guard.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing, is that when you're playing in the LCK, you're testing your theories, right? You're putting your drafts to test and seeing what's working and adjusting. You know, I feel like you're constantly getting information. Okay, this draft isn't working. This draft is working. But when you've had these long breaks, you come back, it can be a harsh wake-up call if suddenly the strategy that maybe was working in scrims isn't actually as good as you thought it was when it comes to stage. You can see already the level 1, unsurprisingly, not a fun time for the Alistair Sivir. I think the main thing I'm interested is in the mid lane matchup. How Scout does here into Showmaker. Because I think if Showmaker ends up having a rough time in this mid matchup, maybe if Sponge finds an angle to gank, even though it is hard in his ear, you have decent setup from LeBlanc. That's where the game all falls apart. Because, you know, with bot lane already going like this, with the Gnar into Renekton as well, if mid lane starts to fall apart, I think the game's just unplayable.
Yeah. Can be pretty rough when all of your lanes are falling behind and you have no priority, especially into a composition like this, who can really make it hurt. And yeah, I feel like this Anivia, the Alistair blind pick, you mentioned it, it can feel very good for the, yeah. it's great for the composition. In the lane, it's awful. I mean, you were always going to get punished by a player like Lehens. I think we all could have seen that coming. And Greer and DK should have known. We'll just have to wait and see if they can actually play the game anytime soon.
You know, Lehens is that player known for things like the Singe support. He is that person who's always going to bring out those more out there support picks. Oh, Sponge.
It looks like he's maybe trying to steal away the Gromp. He's not going to be successful from what I can tell. He is going to get the flash out of Career eventually with the wall that did come down. So still a win for Nongshim in the trade there.
It's actually huge because not only do they get information on Lucid, it denies any chance Lucid had of going for a gank bot lane, and the flash being gone from Career. He doesn't even have Hex Flash. Oh. Okay, just a bit of poke, but Career doesn't have Hex Flash. He doesn't have Flash. The one reprieve when you're playing into double range is if they step too close to the tower, you flash, pulverize them, knock them under. That's no longer a thing, so now Taeyun and Lehens can play lane so comfortably. And you look already at this bot lane matchup. Smash has a call. He's 400 gold down. He's got half the CS of Taeyun. It is not going good. And the point I was saying before is, you know, Lehens has always been this player where when a pick that's a bit more out there comes into the support meta, he is always straight on top of that, willing to put it into the pool, willing to put the practice on it, and understands why the pick works and how he can get the value from it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in another year, in a different meta, he could have just played Elise support and made you feel it that way also in his arsenal. But nowadays, it's about the Anivia support. And it didn't really work yesterday for, I think it was Keria who did play that. But at the same time, this is a much better situation up against the Sivir and the Alistar. So that's feeling good. You see that Sponge is able to utilize all this lane pressure to get double scuttle as well. Just feels like everything's going Nongshim's way for now.
Yeah. Also, I mean, even the Sivir into the Anivia feels really bad because, I mean, one of the things we always talk about is Sivir into Jarvan feels terrible because the terrain creation, but that's going to be a similar problem here eventually because we all see it's 3 points in the E for the Anivia for the damage for lane, and then you max W. So that wall is going to be a problem when you're playing a 500 range 80 carry. But yeah, so far, top lane, she was doing pretty good in the matchup altogether. King not able to get really a significant advantage, so she was holding up fine. Will get ulted into the wall, but he's doing good there. Mid lane, pretty even altogether. It's just bot lane that is struggling right now.
Yeah, Renekton nowadays, it does feel like even when the game goes longer, he can just do so much, survives forever in team fights. Just
they buffed his ult like 19 times, it feels like.
They really want to see more Renekton, and he does make action happen. He's definitely one of the best laners at making the jungler's life easy, a la Renekton Italy. Career does not have flash, so he might just die here. Welcome to Anivia support. Goodbye.
Wow.
First blood given over to Taeyun as they tried to run at them for some reason.
Yeah, really hard to find an angle in there. There's a lot of burst offered. Did Sponge have his ult already in that situation, or did he get it from the kill? I didn't quite see. But either way, just not a play you really wanted to go for. I think he might have got it from the kill, the level up. But either way, you know, Lehens, being Anivia, you can't really focus him down first. He was like the target playing at the forefront of Nongshim. He has the egg for backup. No, Sponge is level 6 as well. Why are you going for this? You're never winning this. I don't know. Well, at least they only lost one member because a quick lesson. But
Career taught his team a lesson. He's like, look, guys, this is why we don't want to go in. Like, I'm just going to instantly die here.
I was like, surely he wasn't level 6 yet. There's no way they would fight when Sponge is level 6, Lucy's level 5. And I was like, well, apparently they did. So, lesson learned.
Yeah. It's been a lot of that towards the end of LCK Cup and I guess towards the beginning of LCK, where teams are just like, no, we're just going to flip it here in the bottom river. It's just happening. I don't know. Like, this is just the way we play nowadays. And feels very forced a lot of the time. And Showmaker's not having a fun time in this matchup either. You know, Showmaker had to play blinds, but again, it's Azir. Siu went ahead and picked up the Renekton early, which also got a counter pick.
Yeah.
And then also they had to blind their support, and then they chose Alistar. And then now Career has to play into Anivia, so Nobody's feeling happy.
It's one of the things where it's just interesting to see the difference in the matchups. Like bot lane, it was from level 1 that D+ was having a tough time. But in the mid lane, you know, Showmaker was fine level 1, but here, once Scout has ult, this is where the matchup starts to go bad, right? You have the ult available, you have that extra ability cast. Showmaker's ult just really doesn't do anything in the matchup because LeBlanc's never getting close enough. If you dive on her, she's just going to distortion back. And now Showmaker's having a terrible time. You know, both matchups bad, but at different timings. And now D+ just really suffering across the map. Apart from Shiwu. Shiwu is still doing fine in this matchup. So, you know, credit to him. Nah does scale pretty well in the late game in that matchup, but he's doing fine so far. That's just the top lane experience.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like the fact that the Renekton's doing okay in Nanar, it's like, well, what is Lucid gonna do? Go ahead and gank that? Not really. Not when he has zero control on the map and they know exactly where he is most of the time. It is pretty rough. For now, it's just 1 kill and 1 dragon, though. So we'll see. I mean, I mentioned it before. DK do have, you know, trying to make a play. That flash from Taeyeon was beautiful as he's able to get away from Career on the snap engage.
Did they have any... I'm trying to look. I don't think they had any vision on Lucid at all. That bush had a control ward. Because in that situation, if you have a hint that, like, you know, Lucid is there, you can be ready. You can be, like, primed to flash. If you're just going off reactions, that's just crazy. I mean, Korea did walk up a little bit, but still, that was an insane flash there from Taeyeon, and it feels so bad for D+. You're trying to look for the play, you commit your Alistar flash, you commit your ult as well. You're so convinced this play is going to work because, I mean, I'm going to be honest, if Taeyeon wasn't that fast on the reactions, he probably was just dead.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's a world where they can get a wall up and get away. Flash on in, this time on a Showmaker. He's not able to react as now flash away from Lucid. And just like that, they pick up a kill. There's no objective, but it's just this suffocation. DK don't get to play the game, and they're falling left and right.
Yeah, and really well played there from Sponge. Showmaker was trying to bait it. He was like, I'm ready. I've got ult. I've got flash. I've got tools to outplay this. And the flash to close the distance, to just shuttle that down. You layer the CC, don't give any outplay potential, and just super clean. Nongshim really on form so far. And we'll see that from the replay. So the Q, and then the flash to buffer the knock-up into the follow-up CC just doesn't let Showmaker press any of his buttons. You had to flash his flash, which is just a hard read to have in that moment. Korea now looking for Kingen. I think Kingen's in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, trying to maybe get a hop off, but eventually is going to go for it. Has flash as well, and there he goes. He waited. He didn't want to get it interrupted by the Alistar. Very nice patience from Kingen. And, you know, every time DK try to go for something, it feels like Nongshim are reacting perfectly.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, getting these flashes in an even game feels nice, but it's not an even game, and they're just falling further and further behind every time these plays backfire, and Smash is so far away from his tower. Lehen's just bothering him.
This is such a Lehen's moment, like, okay, on the hunt. Well, he got to the wave.
He's on the hunt for the wave.
Yeah.
He's on the hunt for the minions.
I really need to CS right now, says Smash. So I'm just going to press R.
Yeah, it's a bit of a desperation moment.
Maybe they thought they could get on in there, but they're just basically losing everything. I mean, it's 2 Drakes going away.
Whoa. They're 263 gold lead for Shivu. I'll have
true.
You know.
Okay.
I'll have you know.
The Renekton's doing great. A lot of poke to come down here. And again, they're not trying to get kills or anything, as it's Mountain Soul to come on through. Definitely going to be quite strong, especially with how accelerated they are. They already have 2 Drakes. It's not even 12 minutes. So this could be a very early Soul for Nongshim. And again, no answer for DK. I don't think they're going to be on time to really punish any Drakes anytime soon.
What can you even do about Lehen's doing this? Like, it's so annoying.
Well, that's the spell shield down. He's just going to flash away. The re-engage comes in from Taeyeon and the rest of the team, rather, as they are going to do a ton of damage to Smash and Career, who are very low, but not dead just yet.
Oh,
so there's the barrier
Oh,
gone.
no, they're trying to leave.
And Lehen's is still here. trying to get that wall down when the time is right. He's not quite gonna get it though, so they are able to walk away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Showmaker still trying to play the game, still not able to.
Sponge is coming though. If he ults,
yeah, he is level 6. He's just gonna go on in, and they just burst him down under the turret. No wave at all necessary. Zoned away on bottom lane. Nongshin are making this look easy.
this is just so hard for D+ right now. It just feels like they're getting choked out, and you can see they are losing consciousness right now. The Lahens between towers just flapping about, being so annoying. And there's just, you know, they got his flash, but there's just so little you can do when he has the backup from his team. Sponge is playing it perfectly as well, by the way. He's hovering bot, he's assisting, sees a window mid, walks over. Scout is there.
This is Sponge from ahead, by the way. This is where he looks amazing.
Yeah, and this is Nongshim looking great. And we know that they are capable of looking great. And this game is definitely looking like it's theirs to lose at this point.
Yeah.
But it is a series. So, you know, at this point, I think it's going to be really hard for D+ to come back. They do have scaling elements in their composition. But I think for Nongshim fans, you want to see them carry this form through this game and into the next game. That's the big ask. That's the big hope, you know, because consistency has been the issue. So
I feel like it's also generally the expectation. Like, if you stomp a team in game 1, people just expect you to stomp them in game 2. It's not always the way it goes. In the
you
LCK.
say that, but when KT stomped T1 game 1 yesterday,
yeah, I think they're a little bit of an exception.
I was not expecting them to 2-0. I was like, we're in for a 3-gamer, I guess.
Yeah, that matchup for sure. And this one, I mean, I thought, you know, would be close, but when you draft like this and you say, okay, we're just going to turtle for 20 minutes, you're just hoping that Nongshim don't do anything, and we're seeing the opposite. As I love how they're rotating to get more objectives as well. Like, they're not, okay, they're going to trade ults here with Career, but really, importantly, they're just trying to get some more map pressure and more gold into their pockets. More than 5,000 gold ahead here, 15 minutes in.
You know, it's nice Career has the Zeeks, so you can just keep ulting to run away off cooldown.
Yeah, great.
That's what you take the item for, definitely. Also, speaking of items, Smash's inventory just looks pretty dire. Oh.
Yeah, if Lucid weren't here, I mean, he has to flash the Anivia stun. Lucid's like, why did I pick Zhao with Anivia available? Scout going in, he wants it, and he's going to get it under the turret from miles away. Just LeBlanc things, just playing with their food right now is Nongshim.
What was that killed him? Was it Scorch? Was it an auto with red buff? I don't know, but he did it, finished him off, and I just feel like D+ are just struggling at this point to do anything in the game. It feels like they are scrambling, desperate just to survive. It's not even like they're trying to claw their way back in the game. They're just trying to hold up. We'll see what actually finished him off. So, yeah, the Hens had a great angle here with the stun through the terrain, so it's hard to see. It was honestly a great reaction flash from Showmaker, but then here, I think it was just Scorch.
Yeah.
Well,
tough luck.
Yeah. Gathering Storm wouldn't do well. It would have given you more AP, so maybe it would have done. Either way,
let's get the spreadsheet out.
Let's calculate. Would he have died if he had Gathering Storm? Who knows? I'm sure someone does. They'll fact check it.
Somebody
right
does. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like in this day and age of League of Legends, like drafting a comp like this as DK is just a bit disrespectful. You know, it just feels like any decent team will punish you for this, and that's exactly what we've seen. That's been the whole story of this game. Is now a bit of a flank TP. Finally, Xiu gonna use his good lane position to make something happen. Gets the flank down, but they can't get any damage on the Scout. He's gonna get the Rift Herald and says, I'm going back in. And now he's gonna go out. So uses that to escape. Showmaker trying to make a play here, but meanwhile they got smashed on the top side as Kingan getting on in. Showmaker was trying to make a play and he got played on. As down he will go. They are gonna get disengaged on a Taeun, but he is just tanking it up, no problem. As only Scout goes down, but the entirety of the D+ Kia team does fall as well. Nongshim are just killing him now.
They threw everything at them, and Shu is the only person to come out with a kill. The fact Scout nearly survived all of that, thanks to the, I mean, Sponge is just the biggest bro ever. The fact he threw down the Herald for him, engaged to get him out, that was just saving Private Scout, honestly, and it nearly worked. Nearly worked. It worked in terms of the team fight. It worked in terms of getting the objective. They didn't actually save their mid laner, but you know.
But they won in the end.
They won in the end, and now an 8,000 gold lead, 3 dragons as well. And I just feel bad for Shu, you know? He went for TP, 1-1 and 0. He's trying. He has a CS lead against the Gnar. Tough time, tough time. Being a top laner in general, sometimes it can just be a tough one.
Yeah. Well, he got to play Renekton. He definitely wanted to based on the way it was drafted.
You know,
and, I mean, he's doing a good job individually.
I feel like this is the point when you're approaching your wall being maxed on Anivia. You have the mana as well. This is the point where it just gets a bit ridiculous. The wall spam.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a win more champ as well in this position. Sponge is going very deep. I think a little bit too deep, as that is going to be the shutdown.
Okay. Now,
Elusive.
We've definitely seen Sponge do things like this before. Little over-aggressive when he has a gold lead.
Yeah.
But still in a great position. Does mean that D+ get a second kill. Will they be able to translate it into anything? Not looking likely, but, you know, baby steps.
Yeah. It's a shutdown. It's a good amount of gold for Lucid, who, you know, was much further behind before this play. As we'll take a look at this once again for Scout. It's like, oh, please save me. It's like, good. I'm gonna take the Rift Herald. I'm gonna leave. That's what he said.
In fact, he chose to go back in. You know, he's like, no, I won't leave them behind. Sponge went in for him. He's like, I'm going back in for Sponge. No man left behind.
That's the teamwork we expect from Nongshim. They certainly looking pretty good. Although this hasn't been a very difficult game, I should say.
Man. You know, this is the items, I feel like with the, you know, the upgraded Sork shoes on mid laners, when you get Luden's Shadow Flame upgraded Sorks. Oh, another TP coming through.
Tan does not have his flash. I think he just dies, okay?
Okay, good pick.
That's a shutdown. Meanwhile, Exhaust comes down onto the bird. Very threatening, this bird. They are going to take him down. That's another shutdown given over to Smash. So
okay. You know, the
DK making stuff happen.
First kill on the Sponge felt small. This feels bigger, right? They're still pretty far behind in terms of gold, but it's significant, right? This is more significant right now for D+ getting a bit more gold in return. Oh, okay, the chains misses.
He was walking kind of in a straight line. Scout now gets back over the wall, and he is LeBlanc, but eventually... No, I think he just gets away.
There's a crocodile coming.
There is a crocodile on the opposite way. It looks like Scout knows about it, and unfortunately can't do anything about it.
That's just 4 kills. Kind of rapid fire. Members of Nongshim just dropping like flies, and suddenly, for a game that seemed a surefire thing, it's still very favored towards Nongshim. They're still very far ahead. There's still a Mountain Soul 1 minute away, but I'm starting to question what has gone on in these past few minutes.
I mean, it's good looks from DK. A lot of TP flanks that come in.
Just feels like there's always another TP. I think the Alistair TP, because that's like the bonus TP.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, okay, Renekton no TP, Azir no TP. Who is that? It's Alistair. He's coming in. He's the extra backup. And then Shiwu, you know, he gets to play the game. Dodges the chain, gets the stun, and even hands the kill over to his AD carry. That's a team player.
It's just very smart as well. I mean, that's Infinity Edge finish for Smash. It's only his second item, but any bit of gold you can get on Smash at this point, you will take. The Mountain Soul is about to spawn here, 20 seconds, as there's the wall, and Smash is like, oh man, this is not very fun. Lehens does not have his egg, but Smash does not have a health bar.
Yeah, so Smash is the person who actually has good amount of damage, good amount of gold on D+, and he can't fight right now.
Okay, well, they're going to try to engage onto Anivia. Generally not a good idea. That's going to be the ult.
Dragon
down.
is going. It is just dying.
Yeah, I think they just get it. I mean, Lucid is so far away. He's being zoned away. As the wall gets in there behind him, engage onto King and flash forward from Career. They want to make something happen. They're trying to force it so hard as Taeyun. They're going to get him into the team, and down he does go once again, but Showmaker trades his life as they did get Scout on the left side, but again, a 2 for 2 here. Now it's just going to be the Dragon going over to DK. This is huge for them. As now maybe they can get Smash or something extra. Notion really want to get something after losing so much as a big wallop comes down onto 2. And maybe they're able to take down Lucid here. In fact, they are. But Drake goes to DK.
All things considered, that went extremely well for D+. I know they lost in terms of members taken down, but with the gold deficit, this really shouldn't have happened. Career tries to go for the combo, but, you know, Taeyun still had spell shields, so that's a little ambitious. Shiwu just jumps on Scout and just solo kills him. A Renekton into LeBlanc. I didn't know that could happen. He finds him.
Baron, by the way.
Okay, well, yeah.
So they have TP and they have their jungler, so.
Yeah, I guess maybe it doesn't work out as good.
Yeah, after they kill Lucid, I guess they're able to get something pretty big after this.
Yeah, that's going to put a dampener on things. Look, things were already pretty wet in terms of dampeners.
Yes.
But they stopped the soul. I think that's the big takeaway. Denying the soul was a pretty big... And the gold lead is pretty much what it was before we had the dragon fight. You know, I'm thinking real glass... We'll say like 30% full. Maybe like 20% full.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to say half full. Like glass like 20% full. Yes, they have a big gold lead. They have 3 dragons. They have Baron. But they don't have 4 dragons. That's...
It could have been so much worse.
It could have
The game could have ended already.
And actually, Smash nearly has as much gold as Taeyun.
Yeah.
Shiwu's been having... He's been playing the game on Renekton. He's
doing great.
He's been doing great. Look, this game could have been over by now. I actually was looking this up. You know, the fastest game in LCK history finished in like 16 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, way slower than that. Things could have been worse.
It could have been so much worse.
You know what?
They could have broken records with how fast they were losing.
We're focusing on the positives. And D+, look at Showmaker. He's taking towers. This is actually going to be the first tower of the game. So they are losing towers as well. But, you know, let's choose to ignore that.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to get in onto Sponge here. He's not really the target for me. I think he's kind of okay there on the left side. There's not really much that Lucid can do to him. But the siege is on.
They did get the tower, though, you know?
Yes.
So that's something.
They got their first turret.
Oh.
Nice. Good job, Sponge. Stop in the back of Career, who has his ult. And again, I mean, like, they're right there as well. Like, Lehens can just come over and wall the choke. And,
I mean, there's a lot of...
do anything.
They haven't broken the inhib tower, and there's a lot of wave clear on D+. We did talk about this in the draft. There's a lot of wave clear. They haven't broken the base. They haven't got Mountain Soul. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm ready to say it. Glass, 23% full.
Okay.
A little bit more full.
You said 30% at first.
No, but then I dropped it to 20.
And now it's gone up just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. We'll see how this next dragon goes.
Yeah. I say yet because I think Notion just take it.
You know what? Maybe I was just too lofty with my initial glass fullness.
Yes.
But people always say glass half full. So it felt like 20 was a lot lower. But it's seeming a bit high for the odds in this game.
I think just to be optimistic at all, I think is generally...
Yeah.
It's giving DK more of a chance than they actually do have. Although they've been pretty good about making plays, although this time, Career's going to get ulted into the wall.
He knocked the Krugs out. That was good peel from Kingen, though, to be fair.
They got the Gnarl, you know.
Kingen stunned him.
Oh, wait, it's up again.
Kingen stunned him, so stopped him from doing the combo. It was good peel from Kingen there. But, Career did knock the Krugs up, so at least he got a knock up on his
He did something.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
They just want the soul.
Yes. This is the problem, though, is that we have 45 seconds for D+ to leave their base and walk all the way over to where Dragon is while dodging Anivia stuns and walls and Varus arrows and LeBlanc.
They managed it last time.
Yeah, but they weren't pushed in by the Baron last time.
Yeah.
He just comboed midair.
Chains of Corruption.
A lot of poke.
Yeah, no Unbreakable Will just yet. Although I think, yeah, 7 seconds, he'll have it for the fight.
The Will's feeling a little breakable right now.
Yeah. That's a wall. Lahenz is like, where is my team? I am just in Anivia.
Oh, they got Kingen.
They found Kingen. What is going on here? It's free gold.
Okay.
What?
They'll take it. That is exactly what they needed to get into the game. Now they can push in.
That is like the definition of orange buff right there. Just a free Gnar. I don't really know what he was doing. He didn't expect the flanking Renekton.
Glass 30% full. I'm feeling it.
I mean, the way the teams are playing, like, DK's been great the last 10 minutes. I don't know. They're making plays happen. And yet, 4v5, Noshim still, okay, flash away here from Sponge, so he's not going to have his flash. But they're trying to keep this alive, trying to wait until Kingen comes up. But Kingen doesn't have his TP, so just trying to poke Showmaker. Oh, boy! Scout gets in and flashes on him for the kill, for the execution. Career, though, is going to trade on the Scout, so that's something. Xiu gets the stun on a Taeyun, and Xiu has been a menace this entire game. Sponge going 1v3. He's going to fall. As now maybe they can just take this one with no jungler available here on Noshim.
Lahen's trying to do something, and also Taeyun's low on mana. Great spell shield from Smash. They don't have a smite as well.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, just get smited.
They're doing it. Lucid might be in trouble.
Oh, they're trying to fight. Lucid's like, I got
I think Lucid's stuck, actually. I think he has no way out. So he's like, I'll just go in.
Not this time.
Wow.
But they got the dragon. Second Drake for DK.
One little issue. Lucid did just die. Baron is spawning in 20 seconds. So
I mean, this happened last time. It's fine.
You know what?
Look at Splash. Oh,
still 30% full. Yeah, that was clean. That was good. That was positive. What happened after? Less so. And just the DPS from the Sivir getting so much value right now. Smash has a good amount of gold. That setup from Korea, so good. Finding Scout, delivering it, and then Smash kiting here, and the peel that comes in to help set him up, so good. I also think Shiwu was doing a great job of buying time on the side of the fight. And then there's just no gas left in the tank there. They will get Baron, okay?
Yeah.
But you know what? They can have it.
Yeah, they got it last time.
It didn't do anything for them other than take a couple of structures, give them a ton of gold, whatever. You know what?
Gold is closer now than it's ever been, and the game is later now than it has been in the last 30 minutes and 35 seconds.
I think I'm ready to say it. The glass.
I think it's half full.
No.
I think it's half full.
Not half. 35%. We're approaching half, you know. Okay, we'll say 40%.
Yeah.
The glass is 40% full. That's what we're at now.
Uh-oh. The glass is emptying itself. Oh, a little engage here on the Sponge, and they have a decent amount of damage with the Sivir. Sponge will fall, and Noshim are just falling apart here. DK, oh, that is a fantastic ult in the wall, though, from Kingen, making things possible. They get the GA out of Lucid. They will take down the Alistair. And Kingen, he absorbs that engage so well on the Gnar.
This is your fault for jumping the gun, Brendan. You said it was half full. Chill out, okay?
A little bit of a caster curse there,
yeah.
yes.
We're going to go for the slow burn. So they lose the Alistair. They lose a lot of their engage. The Baron push coming in. Smash is trying to wave clear, but it's difficult at this point.
Yeah. Showmaker had to go back and buy a Zhonya's. He is TPing behind them as they want to get some kind of engage. Chains of Corruption down now. And an angle here for Showmaker. He wants to get over the wall. He gets stunned into the wall again. This time as Kingen will take him down, and now Showmaker has to Protobell out of the Anivia. We are getting very scrappy here in the jungle. On the hunt is there. Smash wants to chase, and they do have a lot of chase potential, but
it's so hard to chase Anivia. It's so difficult.
Yeah. And now Scout getting on in there. He's going to land the chains on a Xiu as he TPs about 3 feet. Oh, that's actually Kingen. Okay. Is going to jump into the fight, it looks like. His career now down in the bottom side in the jungle.
Oh man, the glass is leaking, guys. there's a hole in the glass.
Yeah. I think we missed the hole in the glass for sure.
Guys, we need a new glass. We need to transfer the liquid into a new glass. Quickly!
Lens's Anivia has been clean all game long. It's been landing some big stuns and forcing flashes. This is what you want out of your Anivia support, as the damage now out of Scout is just too much. And it looks like Nongshim finally are able to get there. They stumbled more than once, but they do take down game number 1.
Close this out smoothly. They want to be convinced.
And then immediately they weren't for about 15 minutes, but
Yeah.
eventually they were convinced.
천천히 하면 3대 5야.
상대가 걸어야 된다.
아지르 스턴. 아지르 고. 아지르 노플.
아직 전혀 없고.
아지르 노플. 이거 11호 빼고 다 노플. 싸우 노플이야. 3쪽에 조심.
무리하지 마.
싸우 살짝 보면.
싸워 터뜨리자.
싸우. 야 몸이고. 야 타워 쳐. 야
트레이 너플.
타워.
자, 저기야 그냥.
나이스.
나이스 잘했다.
미치겠다 게임.